What's up, my bearded bros? The playoffs are here for the 2018 NBA season, and the year of the upset is in full swing. And we're going to start with first round predictions, and we're going to make our way through the NBA playoffs and eventually pick a champion. But as the second round does start and progress, we will come out with predictions for each series as they go on, just like that. Now, I'm going to try to make this video relatively quick for you guys so it doesn't take too long. First game is 3 p.m. today. It is currently noon, so this has to get up quick. In the West, and we're going to start in the East, and I'm going to predict all the way to the finals contender, and then I'm going to go to the West, just so you know. In the East, we start off with the 1 seed Toronto Raptors hosting the Washington Wizards. I don't think this matchup is close. I think this is going to be the only sweep in the playoffs that I feel safe enough to predict. Raptors should win in 4. You have the Celtics hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. I think if you give Brad Stevens 7 games, they can take out a superstar if they need to. No Marcus Smart at this point would be concerning, but I think Celtics win this one in 6. I think their defense is good enough or strong enough that they can overcome a Giannis in at least 7 games. I think this goes 6. I think Boston wins. I think they also hold home court tremendously. Philadelphia 76ers at Miami. This game could be scrappy. It could be close. Hopefully Olynyk keeps it clean this year. Philadelphia 76ers, I think, win this one in 5. The difference maker here is going to be if Ben Simmons shows up in the playoffs or if the pressure gets to him. And yeah, the Indiana Pacers going to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers and LeBron James. I think the Indiana Pacers can steal at least 1 game, and the Cavaliers win in 5. That pits Toronto versus Cleveland in the second round. And unpopular opinion here, year of the upset kicks in already. I have the Toronto Raptors upsetting the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 games. I think LeBron James is good and he can carry the team. Neither Raptors winning in. I'm gonna have him winning in 7. In 7, LeBron James is good. I think he defend home court well enough, but I think the overall defense of the Cavaliers is absolutely terrible. And Dwayne Casey is a good enough coach where if you give him 7 games against a defense that bad, even if they go down 2-0, they will find a way to exploit that defense. That defense is absolute garbage. 29th in the league, even playoff LeBron, I don't think can save these Cavaliers past the Eastern Conference Finals, which is not the popular opinion right now. But this is the year of the upset, so if I didn't go with an upset, who the fuck would I be? And if I didn't make crazy picks, I couldn't call myself the Maine-iac. Now, the other matchup would be the Boston Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers. Now, this one is where it starts to get interesting. I think the 76ers lose this series in 6. I think Embiid's back healthy, which is intense. I think you give, like I said first time, Brad Stevens 7 games. I think he can pull it off. Now, upset would definitely be the pick in the Boston Celtics here. I think Marcus Smart might be healthy at this point, which would tremendously help the Boston Celtics. Defensively, though, I think you put a Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown on Ben Simmons. He has no range, so you don't have to worry about that. The lack of range from the 76ers, I think, is going to cost them. Covington does have good range itself, but you could put Jason Tatum on Covington. Jason Tatum has good length. He could defend him quite well. Embiid, still with the mask probably on at this point, but still playing. He can be defended by Baines, and he will have success, but I don't think it will be enough success to carry the team to victory. I think a difference factor here will be Saric versus Horford, and I think Horford is a scrappy defender. Horford has great range. I don't know how well 76ers could defend that, which would pit Toronto versus Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I have the Raptors winning in 6 over the Boston Celtics. At this point, I think Marcus Smart comes back healthy, or at least that's what I'm predicting. Toronto Raptors, I think they win this one in 6. Just overall health is going to be the deciding factor. No Kyrie, no Gordon Hayward is going to end up biting the Celtics in the bum. And then the Western representative, let's start right there. First round, we have Houston versus Minnesota. I think Houston wins this one in 5. I think the scrappy defense of a Jimmy Butler, Anthony Townsend, Wiggins can do damage to Houston. I think if Houston's going to lose, this is probably the second most likely team they will lose to, or they have a chance to lose to, just because it's a first round situation, so you don't know if playoff Harden or Paul are going to show up. If either of them do, it could be dangerous for the Rockets. I like Minnesota Timberwolves to at least upset them in at least 1 game. Golden State versus San Antonio. If Kawhi Leonard was healthy, I'd pick San Antonio hands down. Even without Steph Curry, I think the Golden State Warriors win it in 5. I like LaMarcus Aldridge in this matchup, but I just think too many superstars on Golden State's going to be the downfall of San Antonio. But good job for San Antonio making the playoffs. Then you have the 3 seed Portland Trailblazers against the 6 seed New Orleans Pelicans. And god damn it, this is the year of the upset. There's no upsets in the Western Conference so far. Let's change that. Actually, I was going to make this pick anyway. I'm picking the New Orleans Pelicans to beat the Portland Trailblazers in 6. Now, I'm picking that for one reason. Anthony Davis, Drew Holiday, Rajon Rondo, I think are scrappy motherfuckers. And I pick me a scrappy team at least once a year. Portland, I love Lillard, I love McCollum, I love Nurkic. They're a good team. I just don't think they have enough answers in the inside to stop Anthony Davis. And when Anthony Davis takes over a game, it just makes you drool. It's so good. And then you have Oklahoma City against the Utah Jazz as the last matchup in the first round. Oklahoma City, I believe, edges them out in 6. I love Donovan Mitchell in this matchup. I think he goes off. I think he proves to himself why he's my Rookie of the Year. Video will be up later if you want to see the rest of the awards. But I think, well, honestly, I'll state this right now. If Oklahoma City struggles in shooting, Utah's going to beat them hands down. I think Oklahoma City gets it together. I think Paul George gets it together. I think the MVP of this team in the first round will probably be Paul George because he'll have to shoot it from deep, have to play good defense to stop Utah. It should be a good game. Now, that pits Houston versus Oklahoma City in the second round, where I think Houston takes it in 6. I think Chris Paul is a great defensive matchup for Russell Westbrook. I think the problem here is going to be Ariza Gordon on Paul George or Carmelo Anthony. I think the Thunder have the advantage in that position. I think it leads them to a couple games. Inside, I like Capella against Adams. I don't feel safe picking a matchup right there. I think what does end up giving Houston the edge is the combination of Paul and Harden. You have Westbrook can guard Harden all he wants, but that leaves the Chris Paul, Eric Gordon, second player, not being contested nearly as much because Westbrook plays good D, but that's really their only good defensive guard. Well, only really good defensive guard, I should say. Houston wins this one in 6, and then you have Golden State versus New Orleans Pelicans. I think if Steph Curry's still out at this point, the Pelicans can pull off the upset. They do have a good chance of doing that if Curry is still healthy, just where New Orleans plays really good defense, but I think Golden State wins this one in, I think, let me be this clear. If no Steph Curry, I think the Warriors win this one in 7. I think if Steph Curry is healthy, Golden State wins this one in 5. He makes that much of a difference. And he doesn't even have to be 100% healthy. If he plays 80%, just like 20 minutes per game, I think the Golden State pulls this one off. And that pits Houston versus Golden State in the final round of the Western Conference Finals. I have Houston winning this one in 6. Steph Curry should be back healthy, no questions asked in this one, but I love the defense of Chris Paul and James Harden this year. Biggest difference maker for the Warriors and what's going to need for them to happen to win this one is Kevin Durant's going to have to take over and Zaza's going to have to own the paint. But I think the range and defense of Houston is going to be a little bit too much for the Warriors to win this year. And I think the Warriors have been banged up a lot this year, and I think the fatigue's going to catch up to them from being banged up so much. And Steph Curry could easily get hurt again, especially having to guard a tenacious offensive player like Chris Paul or James Harden. Definitely, I think an upset pick for a lot of people picking Golden State to lose. But, that pits the 1 seed Toronto Raptors against the 1 seed Houston Rockets in the finals. Now, that's an upset pick alone for a lot of people because a lot of people still have either Rockets, Cavs, Warriors, 76ers, maybe. Not a lot of people have Rockets, Raptors. Some people do. I'm not saying nobody does. Some people do. This one, I'd have to pick the Rockets in 5 in this one in the finals. I think it will still be a good finals. I think it will be close. I think every game would probably be within 10. I think the Raptors are extremely healthy. That helps them out. I love DeRozan in this matchup. I like Ibaka in this matchup. But, like I said, James Harden and Chris Paul, when they get together on defense and offense, I think that's just too much for everyone to overcome. I think James Harden and Chris Paul get their first ring. And I think CP No becomes CP Gold. Now, should be good. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know your playoff predictions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you guys in the next one. Peace.